Breaking news. Welcome to today's headlines. Nnamdi Kanu US lawyer tables fresh request before British government over IPOP's leader continued detention. Nnamdi Kanu US lawyer tables fresh request before British government over IPOP's leader continued detention. To my dear listeners from wherever you're listening from, please stay tuned as I read today's news. The International Council and spokesperson for Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Bruce Fane called on the British government to facilitate the immediate release of the pro-Biafra activist. Fane, in a letter to the British High Commissioner to Nigeria Country Aligned, said the verdict of the United Nations Working Group as legally binding on the Nigerian government. Recall that the UN group had declared the arrest and extraordinary rendition of Nnamdi Kanu as lawful and an infringement on his international human rights. The Working Group on Arbitrary Detention under the United Nations Commission on Human Rights, UNCHR, also called for the immediate release of the IPOB leader and compensation to be paid to him by the Nigerian and Kenyan government, while insisting that the IPOB leader is a British citizen. Fane asked the British High Commissioner to ask the Muhammadu Buhari-led government to comply with the UN group's declaration calling for the immediate, unconditional release and repatriation of Kanu. The letter reads in part, on July 20, 2022, the United Nations Human Rights Council Working Group on Arbitrary Detention issued a unanimous opinion addressing United Kingdom citizen Nnamdi Kanu's kidnapping, torture, extraordinary rendition and protracted detention without trial by Nigerian acting in collusion with Kenya. Among other things, the working group opinion called upon Nigeria to take urgent action to ensure the immediate unconditional release of Mr. Kanu. Paragraph 107. The opinion catalogued the serial human rights violations of Nigeria and Kenya regarding Mr. Kanu, the deprivation of liberty in contravention of Articles 237, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and Articles 2, 9, 13, 14, 16, 19, and 26 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. Paragraph 105. The villainous maltreatment of Nnamdi Kanu by Nigeria and Kenya prompted the working group to refer his case to Special Rapporteur on torture and other cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment. Paragraph 109. More than 1 month has elapsed since the unambiguous working group opinion. Nigeria has sneered at the opinion as nothing but a scrap of paper like Belgium. Neutrality scorned by Germany in World War I, to which Britain responded with war. Once upon a time, the United Kingdom fiercely defended its citizens against lawlessness by foreign nations. It fought the War of Jenkins here in 1739 with Spain over an amputated ear of a British captain by Spanish coast guards in the West Indies. Nnamdi Kanu is a British citizen. He has suffered far more than Captain Jenkins at the hands of Nigerian, and Kenya has corroborated and held by the UN Working Group. Yet, you have done nothing to secure Mr. Kanu's immediate and unconditional release as mandated by international law. Indeed, you have idled like Nero fiddling while Rome burned. You cannot claim ignorance. A copy of the crystal clear working group opinion is before you. You are embarrassing the United Kingdom and the cause of human rights. Think of the stupendous contrast. The United States is moving heaven and earth to obtain the release of a United States basketball player from Russia after she pled guilty to a drug violation. It has offered to trade a notorious imprisoned arms trafficker, Victor Bout, in exchange for Brittany Griner's freedom. Nnamdi Kanu, unlike Mr. Griner, is innocent. He has not been convicted of any crime. Indeed, he is a victim of multiple crimes perpetrated by Nigerian and Kenyan authorities. Yet, you and your superiors continue to permit Mr. Kanu to suffer in a Nigerian dungeon in flagrant violation of international law. Have you no sense of decency? Has Great Britain sold its soul for a mess of pottage? Is the United Kingdom the land of Magna Carta and the immortal Winston Churchill with his dauntless denunciations of Nazi Germany? To my dear listeners, now I've come to the end of our today's news.